Okay, kids, let's go!
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
These guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. We're fucking back. Welcome.
Good fucking eon, Galaxy.
Decent evening, freaks and other people. Welcome back.
Oh, man. You know, I was listening to a couple old episodes, and I was like, every time, I'm just like, it's cool. It's good to be back. Yeah. Every single time, no matter how long it's been.
Well,
but it is good to be back. So hi.
it's been quite a second since the last time we recorded, but me and my benevolent friend, we're at 10 years.
11.
I'm off by a year. What year is this? Oh yeah, we started 14. Yes, we're at fucking 11 years.
11 years. Not to say that we've been, like
100% at it. Yeah. I mean, our first year we only had
quite
like
the opposite.
5
actually.
episodes.
Yeah,
so.
I know. We did one, and then took a year off
just to start it. But
technically, from the date of the very first episode going live, it's been a goddamn 11 years. It's been a while. My setup has changed. If anything sounds distorted or looks weird, nothing looks weird right now. It looks very professional. You don't notice anything that's happening right now. The green screen's working just like it's supposed to happen.
Just close your eyes.
But if you notice anything wonky, throw it in the chat so we can adjust. But yeah, otherwise,
yeah,
here we be.
Yeah, man,
dude.
What? Don't even start. Star Wars still sucks now.
No, there's some shit that I want to talk about, but there's also some good stuff. I don't know exactly what it was, but when I saw that Andor trailer for season 2,
it didn't start there.
It snapped me back.
Nope.
Into reality. Why?
I'm telling you right now. I'm going to answer what you're feeling.
He's got you got the hands out.
Tremendous. There's been a tremendous change that I have created.
It's the best franchise.
Whoa.
No one said we could do it. We did it.
You're not wrong. I just unfortunately it took me a long time to watch the Andor trailer, but I just watched it. I'm hyped. And we'll talk about that more in depth. But what really launched my hype is the fact that they're doing episode 3 again.
Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Because honestly, that's such a small thing, but I missed episode 1, and the fact that 3's coming around, I'm like, dude, I just started flipping babies, throwing them out windows. I'm like, I don't care. Get out of my fucking way. I'm already getting in line.
I'd fucking hold on at the table.
But yeah, stuff like that. And I've started Skeleton Crew. I'm sorry, guys, I have not finished it, but it's fun.
Good.
That's it. We can turn it off now.
So all I wanted to say is that I'm excited to watch a movie that's 20 years old. That's what Star Wars has in store for me.
Yeah, and that's it, man. That's why we haven't recorded for 6 months.
Well, the Andor season 2 trailer did get me hyped.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I don't remember the exact date. I feel like it came at the same time as the Revenge of the Sith announcement that they're going to be back for 20 years. Both of those things together just slapped me across the face and was like, did you forget that you were a Star Wars fan? Like, come back into the light. It's time.
It's just the lack of excitement. I've heard there's been rumblings of Kathleen Kennedy retiring, and then I heard it pulled all the way back, and she said, "No, I'm not retiring."
Yeah, that was like a rumor. Usually they have sources on the inside.
Yeah.
That must have been a fake one. That was fake news.
Man, it caught like wild. It must be something that everybody kind of was like, okay, that's fine.
I don't want to talk about what is called wildfire with Star Wars fans on social media these days.
It's a slippery slope.
Oh my God, they're so annoying.
Yeah, we are. We really are. I did see like a bracket style tournament.
Yeah.
I think it was on Game Rant, where they literally just like a March Madness setup of all Star Wars video games. Do you want to guess? Well, I can't even tell you, but the top 3.
Did they finish it already?
What do you think the top 1?
Video games of all time?
So what they did was they had everybody do their own, and then
Okay.
they ranked based on what everybody picked.
Okay, got it.
So in a tournament style, who do you think won most brackets?
Battlefront 2.
No.
And KOTOR.
KOTOR. KOTOR was number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 really surprised me, and I'm happy,
Yeah.
but it really surprised me.
What was it, KOTOR 2?
No, that was 3.
Really?
So there's something in between KOTOR and KOTOR 2.
Fucking...
Jedi Survivor.
Oh.
Jedi Survivor was number 2.
Good call. I was going to take it back to the...
Battlefronts or something.
No, I was going to try to go all the way back to like Jedi Knight.
Yeah, those were some of those were like in the top 10.
You know how the fans get. They're like,
I played this one game once
I
in
just
the
want to
90s.
watch the old ones. I just want to do the old stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was happy to see that.
Good. We're distorted. Hang on.
Ba ba booey. Are we live?
Yeah, we're just. It's all distorted.
Well, I don't want to talk to these freaks by myself. Now, did you hear? I did see an article here. New Star Wars turn-based tactics game to be revealed at Star Wars Celebration 2025.
It's a remaster of Empire War.
Well, the way this is written,
I'm just assuming. It's like, is there anything that sounds remotely interesting? Oh, it's a remake. Okay.
the way this is written is I didn't actually take it as a video game right off the bat, but I assume it is.
They would probably say if it was like tabletop or something like
Well,
that.
and it's on IGN. That's who posted it. So it's safe to say. But a turn-based Star Wars game, man, fucking dude, Empire at War was grand tits. I loved Empire at War.
What?
It was the only one of its kind, really, in the Star Wars world. Was there ever an RTS in Star Wars? That's the only one.
Not that I can think of. Yeah, it was fun, man. The fact that you could play heroes within the RTS, so you could like, I don't know, I forget how it worked, but you could like call upon Vader to come to your battlefield, and once he showed up, like if there was just like, I don't know, it's a bad example because it's the same side, but like an AT-AT, he would just come in, crush it, and then like go away, and you're like, all right, well that cleared the way. Keegs is saying it's very scratchy sound.
Yeah, I fixed it. Let me know if it still sounds like that. Clean out your ears.
Yeah, turn around, jump around.
What?
That actually reminds me of. Do you remember in Battlefront 1 how the heroes? You didn't get to play as a hero, but you would activate like Darth Vader on the Empire, and he would just come down as an AI and just start fucking raping everything in sight.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like a power up, or like a bonus or something like that. You didn't actually get to play as them, but they would show up and just start fucking wrecking for you.
I completely forgot that. If you would have asked me if there was heroes in the first one, I would have said no.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, it's been that long since I played the first one.
Yeah, well, not playable heroes. I love the first one, dude.
I would like to play the new Battlefront 2 again. It's fun, man.
It is fun. I was lamenting on when we were talking about the Acolyte. I was like, if they kept support for this game active, we could be playing as Cal Kestis, we could be playing as May or Osha or fucking Chimere. Like that's such a huge miss.
And you could sell it as seasons. This is the fucking Andor season, so now you can play as Cassian and whoever's in this show. This second season.
Yeah,
And then you can play as Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's so much fucking opportunity just to streamline everything.
I feel like they got pinned in a weird time where all the live service games were taking over.
Stop.
What?
Built in.
And all of the like normal, you pay $60 for the game, and that's the game that you get. Those were dying, and live service games like Overwatch and Fortnite and everything were all taking over. So Battlefront really should have switched and jumped to the live service model, but I think the way they built the game, it was too late, and they just had to like fucking shut it down. You know,
It's wild. But when did Battlefront come out? 10 years ago?
I think it was right before Last Jedi, because I think it launched with Finn and Captain Phasma, or it launched. Kylo Ren and Rey were in the game, and then Finn and Phasma were like the first two like new heroes.
And then that's where it ended.
No, obviously we got a bunch of shit.
Oh, BB-8's in there.
Yeah, and the B9E, and we got stuff from Rise of Skywalker. The Sith Troopers are in there. The Jet Troopers, they fly now. All that stuff's in there.
It's all, yeah. I don't care.
And then we got co-op, and we were happy for a minute.
Unhappy.
Pissed.
Who's your favorite pod racer? Ben Quadraneros?
Ben Quadraneros is cool. Gascano is cool.
I like Gascano.
He's has the coolest drip, but I always picked EB Anaconda in the game because his pod was the fastest.
Yeah, the fucking V bastard. He had the inverted V's or whatever.
V bastard? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I made that up. I think that's what it is.
What was inverted? His knees?
No, his pod. I swear it was like triangles or something. It always looks sleek. So I just assumed his was the fastest. He had the most like level set. He wasn't the fastest, but he also wasn't like the terrible turning guy. Like he was the middle ground, so he could do everything kind of okay.
I wanted to play as
Doug Bolt.
No, I wanted to play as Anakin, but his pod wasn't that good until you upgraded it. And how are you going to win race and get credits and upgrade it if your pod sucks in the first place?
I ended up beating that whole game when they remastered it for Switch or whatever it was.
It was, I will tell you, it was so much easier on Switch.
Yeah.
Whenever I was trying, like back in N64, I could never get past like the first like 4 races.
Oh, really? You were that bad? You're terrible?
I was really awful. I threw my N64 out the window for it. But yeah, when the controls or whatever were so much easier on Switch, I was blasting through. I don't know if I beat the whole thing, but I was blasting.
Man, Cassian Andor, when does the second season start? We're looking at the feed up here. What's the launch date here?
It's coming up, man. It's
what's right here?
April 22nd.
Oh, okay, so we still got a little bit of time.
Yeah, dude. But not much. We got like a month.
Are they releasing like 2 episodes as the splash?
Dude, so this is actually interesting. They're releasing them in chunks of 3.
Ooh, okay.
So just like they did the launch for season 1, where that's like a that's like one little story arc. They're doing that 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So within a month, we'll have the entire entire show.
Did you say how many episodes?
I think it's 12 again.
Oh, okay. So
4 weeks, 3 episodes a week.
That's a cool cover right there too.
Yeah, that's badass.
They're really leaning on that mountain of characters just as a portrait. Like it's kind of bothered me.
Why?
They all just
like the poster design.
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
They've been doing that. You know, whoever's the biggest head has the most importance. That was a Ewing.
Lost all sound of you two when you switched to screen.
Hey, man.
We're back, you fucks. Commander's got to upgrade.
Hey, man. This is an upgrade.
Then you got to downgrade.
I just don't know how to use it.
Regrade.
I'm going to regrade.
Oh, we were talking about Andor, how it's being launched in bundles of 3. 12 episodes in total, but 4 weeks in a row, they're going to be releasing 3 episodes a week.
Yeah, dude.
That's tasty. That's good because like a week's too long. Especially
a week's too long for 1 episode.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a good amount to like stew on something, but when stuff like Acolyte happens, then you're stewing on horrendous shit. And I'm not throwing that one under the bus
it's
but
just the freshest in our mind, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a I'll never watch those first 3 episodes. 1 too many couple. Shut it off.
I'll watch 3. I watched 3 and then cut at the very end. I'll switch over to something else. Yeah, and especially when they're, some of those were short. There was 1 episode that clocked in like 28 minutes.
Why am I here?
Nothing happened. They walked through the woods. Now I have to wait a week. It's like, what's the point? I would like to know if this is a Tony Gilroy decision creatively, or if this is a Disney we're going to crank everything out decision. Like, I wonder if that's affecting how they edit and piece it together.
Does it matter?
Kind of, yeah.
Disney's still the one pulling the strings. Make fucking money is what they're screaming.
I know. But sometimes that backfires. Most of the time that backfires.
Wow, it's been backfiring. It's like they made their money back and then they're like, fuck it. Like, we don't, yeah.
Like, yeah, they spent $300 million. As soon as they make $301 million, they're like, cancel the show.
Yeah, let's focus on Avenger 7.
Let's wreck something else.
Let's wreck something else. Tear it all down.
I think the team behind Andor is so good that even if Disney did force them to do this, I think they'll hit a home run. The show is just fucking fantastic. I don't think it can fail, really. But it is interesting that it...
What else have they done? Well, who were you pointing to? Is it the director of Andor?
Yeah, because he's also...
Gilroy?
The guy that did Andor. Or, sorry. God damn it, I'm mixing them up.
Rogue
His
One?
fucking names. Rogue One, yes. He did Rogue One, and then it was the same kind of team that did Andor Season 1 and Season 2.
And Tony Gilroy. What else has he done outside of Star Wars?
That's an interesting question.
Ooh, he's savage. You can tell. He's got that director look.
He looks like fucking Roger Waters. Like,
Dude, when
watch
someone...
my show or I will kill you.
Yeah, when someone walks up and says, no, do it this way, he just stares at him like that. Listen.
Yeah, he's like, get the fuck out of here.
I've killed younglings, personally. Don't go in my basement. Tony.
Don't go in my basement. I would have to go to IMDb to really see.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Get on the IMDb. We can do that.
Tony Gilroy.
One thing that actually does work is that I'm not streaming and researching from the same machine, so it won't self-destruct. But they just can't see it. Known for Rogue One. That's not very helpful.
Bourne Legacy, Duplicity. So he did all the Bourne.
Okay. Screenplay of all the Bourne movies. Nice.
He did fucking Armageddon, dude. The guy's a fucking savage. Yeah. Dude, if you guys haven't seen Armageddon or Deep Impact from the fucking 90s, it was all about tragedies in space.
I wonder if you wrote both of
Dude,
them.
Apollo 13.
That was not him.
I know, but I'm just saying in general, in 90s, it was space tragedies,
Yeah.
and you're just going to make a fucking killing.
Yep. Anything with space.
Space. Tony Gilroy, I like him.
Yeah.
He's single-handedly saving Star Wars.
It's true. You know, the hatred with Star Wars fans runs so deep that even they're kind of pissed about this, too.
What, this?
About Andor Season 2.
Fuck
Yeah,
'em.
I know.
Who cares?
Well, the conversation has come back about Disney canceling the expanded universe and people being pissed about that.
It's still there, guys.
They've resurfaced it and started fucking yelling about it again.
It's fine. I'm interested. Let's get more into Andor itself. I watched the trailer. We were kind of chatting a little bit about the song they chose for the trailer.
Yeah.
Definitely
Not a score.
Not a score. Definitely jarring. I don't want to even say in a bad way. It was just because it seemed very fitting with the story of Andor. But it definitely took me out of the Star Wars mood, which almost was like, oh,
Need to refresh it a little bit.
this isn't just lightsabers and blasters. This is tragedy and drama and people dying, and it's a rebellion.
Yes.
So it equally felt disjointed and made complete sense for me. Like, is this Star Wars?
Yeah.
But you watch Andor and you're like, this really almost isn't Star Wars.
That's what's weird about it.
That's what's perfect about it.
It's like the thing I like the most in the past couple years.
Yeah.
Went like a completely different direction.
It's different, and it's not. It's different for Star Wars, but it's still like a true drama. Like it's a deep,
That's the point.
sleuthing, rebellious, dark drama.
That's the whole point.
It's rooted in reality, that's the thing.
Story and characters first.
That's it.
And then
Family.
fancy space stuff second. That's the problem. I remember seeing a Savage quote from him, and I was trying to find it. He said something radical about like,
Who, Gilroy?
oh, here it is. About Andor. Well, about the Star Wars universe. He says, we're trying very rigorously to be more serious about this shit than anybody ever has been.
Take it seriously.
And I was like, that's the only thing you need to greenlight anything that guy wants to do. Like, give him an open, a blank check. Just go to town, dude. Do whatever you want.
This has been my issue with Disney Star Wars, is that they haven't been taking it seriously. It's no longer.
They've been taking some things too seriously, and the important things not seriously at all.
It's back to the basics, guys. like you said, writing, characters, relationships, strife. Like, just as long as you have this short list, I don't give a fuck who's actually on screen. All of that's gonna, it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like, well, we don't really need really deep characters. Just put 30 of them and make sure they're all different.
And make sure they're all recognizable.
Yeah. And it's like
the Easter eggs have overtaken the...
Yeah. Yes. See, that was, yeah.
Let's not get into
Easter eggs are taking over.
Again. We're gonna fucking...
No, that's fine. But, no, it's a very simple quote. Take it more seriously than anyone has been in a long time. It's like, well...
He did say ever, so I don't know if that's like throwing shade at George at all.
Yeah, George sucks, dude.
Fuck that guy. Can you believe him? He sold Star Wars.
He sold
What an
out,
idiot.
bro.
Ah, dude.
I wonder why he hasn't done anything. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to... I'm not saying he has to, but just from a creative standpoint, you created Star Wars and sold it. Yeah. Why aren't you I don't know. Has he written novels or something since?
I started typing "what has George," and then the second prompt in Google was "what has George Lucas been up to?"
There's charity.
So yeah, philanthropy, museums, shit, foundations, education. He does pop in every once in a while.
Involved in creative decision-making process.
Yeah. Oh, this is why the EU conversation came back up, because somebody released some concept art and a couple quotes about that Star Wars Underworld project, which was originally going to be the first Star Wars TV series.
Okay.
HBO style, made by George. It was supposed to come out after Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you remember, we were talking about this in high school. This was supposed to be a Star Wars TV show. Let's get this shit cracking. And then I don't know why. It never actually came about, and then he went and made Clone Wars. And then Clone Wars, and then Clone Wars, and then Clone Wars, and then Clone Wars.
I mean, that was back before
the dark times.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Just because you created it doesn't mean you're the best person to do it forever.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But that's kind of like the band thing. To be the... I don't know. Beatles.
Go on that line. What about them? I don't like them.
That's my point. Is just because you're first doesn't mean that you're equipped to carry it throughout what it needs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beatles or whatever. I'm not a huge fan of them because I just think there's a billion other things that are better, but...
Agreed.
I could still have appreciation. Yeah, that's fine. Back in 64, what else is there to fucking listen to? Of course I'm going to listen to the fucking Beatles.
Yeah. Elvis.
That's it.
Elvis is pretty badass, actually. I watched that movie.
He wrote that song, Hips Don't Lie, right? What? That landed way too well.
No, that was Ayla Shakira.
Ayla Shakira.
What was I saying about George? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Think about the Game of Thrones show. Martin was involved. He wrote the books, but he's not... Just because he created the vibe, he's not out there actually directing the show.
Listen, there's a
being
big
adapted
difference.
by somebody that's an expert in a different spot.
Thank you. There's a big difference between a writer and a director.
Yeah.
Not all are both. Correct. And not too many are both.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've tried to do that it's no, just let a director do their fucking job. And that's where I feel having a writer come in and try to dictate stuff over a director is such a bad idea. Give him cues. Give him hey, this is where I see this guy going. This is how I planned this character, whatever.
Yeah.
The director can take that and say fuck you or do it anyway. I'm just saying
that is weird when it gets into their domain.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to hand the keys over.
And that's where I feel Disney has always had their fucking fingers in the pie, and you're we're cooking this bitch, so you're gonna, That doesn't make any sense, but you still understood it.
They have their fingers in the pie while it's in the oven.
it's cooking.
Fucking burning themselves.
It's this is idiotic, but I guess.
In the TV world, they have what's called a showrunner. That's what Tony Gilroy is. He creates the concept and the overall story of the show. Sometimes he also writes the actual screenplay, but sometimes he's just coming up with the larger concept.
Yeah.
And then somebody writes episodes and then somebody else directs, and they usually obviously have multiple different directors for every episode. So I feel like that's kind of what George was best at in the movie realm, was like, say whatever you want about A New Hope. I know a lot of people think it's their favorite because it's like the first one. But the reason I think Empire was so good is that the experts in every other little vertical came in.
We're able to,
to work on that, with Lucas still in the background talking about like the lore and like the universe and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what he needs to do. So George trying to write and direct a HBO style long action drama TV series. I don't know how that would have been.
Probably pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that were probably canceled that probably should have been canceled. But we've talked about the canceled stuff, so it's Andor 2. Fucking hype.
Yes.
I really am.
Yes.
We're less than about a month away.
Yes.
I have heard, and he's obviously on the poster, that this is going to be where Cassian meets K2.
Yes, sir.
So that'll be an obvious fun thing to experience. And it really looks like, I mean, Andor laid the grounds of there is a rebellion gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of like pushed the first domino over.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do that, there's no stopping. So feels like just a great launching point for not only Cassian, but the rebellion as a whole.
Yeah.
Which just brings it all the way around, because when you watch the end of Rogue One and Cassian's dying for one of the most important rebellion things to ever happen with the Death Star plans,
right?
It's just like poetry.
Yeah, it's like poetry. So if they rhyme,
that's right. It's like a rhyme.
I agree.
It's odd how things can work out, and Star Wars has always done it backwards. And it's nice that this is a cool character. His name's Cassian. He's dead.
Right.
We just killed him. But this is how he like is born and all this stuff. And you're like,
but
what?
That shows you how important it is to write interesting characters.
Yeah.
Like, even if we never got Andor, Cassian is still a great character in Rogue One, and he's pretty thorough. I mean, we don't get to see his whole life, but we know like his vibe. We know most about his, not like the details of his backstory, but we know where he comes from. We know the backstory. He knows what weight is on him trying to keep the rebellion alive. Like, we get all that in Rogue One. And every character has their own little version of that. And
then it'll probably answer of why he's so on edge and so fucking straight to the point. And so, I mean, he's brutal. He doesn't leave any...
Doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't leave, I don't know, any clues. Like, he's just...
He didn't leave shit.
And no loose ends.
Yeah.
Oh, I met with you, Cassie. Bop, you're dead.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Done.
Accurate.
I love it. It's so important. Because, I think on a grand scale, you talk about Star Wars, you think groups of people. Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Dead younglings. I mean... What? But my point is, like, that's not really what we love. We love Qui-Gon. We love Obi-Wan. We love...
Dead younglings.
Well...
Dead younglings. Padme's cleavage.
What?
Yeah, I think it's just stripping it back, taking it back to the simple times. Let's create good characters, and then if the ones that hit, dude, I would watch the fuck out of a Cad Bane series. I would.
Yeah? Non-human led main actor?
Or like just picture, because he's always like, what we've seen of him is he's kind of more siding with the dark side. I mean, I'm sure he'd take any contract, but he's continually like,
yeah, he's
I'm doing the bad guy stuff. It'd be cool to be like, why has he gone that way?
Yeah.
Did the Jedi make a move or kill someone that he knows? Like the Grievous. Mm-hmm. The story that we didn't get with Grievous, that is Legends, where he was like on a planet that was like abandoned or something, and his family died because the Jedi like came in, did some shit, and then left. Mm-hmm. And everybody was just left there to pick up the pieces. And he had like I think it was a wife that died.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck those laser sword bitches. And Dooku was just like, can you repeat that into this mic? I'm talking to my fucking supervisor over here. His name's Emperor, and we want to build you some goddamn legs.
Just put a posting on ZipRecruiter. We're looking for somebody to murder everybody. Can you fill that? Can you fill that hole?
One direct report. The fucker upstairs. Oh, man.
They're going from the end of season 1 all the way up to Rogue One. It's going to span that
shit.
whole gap of time. So I think we're going to have like a little 3-episode arc, time jump, 3-episode arc, time jump, et cetera, et cetera.
That could be really fucking fun, though. Because that really expands
It's going to be.
That really expands, like, what the possibilities are. And you can make a lot of poetry rhyme.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
When's George coming on the show?
I don't know
When
if we
I
really want
fucking
him on the
fix
show.
My audience. I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even like tell him my opinion on things. I would just ask him questions.
Yeah. Why?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't I be a dick?
No, why Yaddle?
Why? Hand me that book, actually. I want to talk about this. I was kind of annoyed that Yaddle was on the cover. So I was looking for a book. I went to Barnes and Nobles. And I saw this on the front rack, and it kind of looked like an older one.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe there's some, like, Legends book that I haven't really heard of, so I picked it up. But no, it was written in 2024. It's a new book. Canon. I never heard of it. So it takes place before episode 1, and it jumps perspective between all of the Jedi Masters in the Council.
Mm-hmm.
So it's while Obi-Wan is still a Padawan, starts with Qui-Gon and him, and then there's some conflict they're trying to figure out, and it jumps between, like, we go to Mace Windu, he's in the middle of something, he gets a call from Qui-Gon, he's like, we need to get the Council together and discuss this shit. Then it goes to Yoda, it goes to everybody. It went to Yaddle, which I was not pleased about.
It's just, this book is basically corporate emails. Hey, we have an issue. I'll talk to him. Okay.
Yes, it's the meetings and the memos of the Jedi Council.
Just these inner Zoom webs.
Yeah, yep. But even these danguses, the long neck over here.
Oh yeah, fucking West Virginia neckbeard.
And
what the fuck?
Oppo boy over here.
Oppo.
Banjo player. Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. So I blazed through like 50 or 60 pages, and I'm glad to have something. Again, I'm glad to be excited about it. I was excited to pick it up. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Addie Golly. Yeah, that's Addie.
She's there. Yeah. All the cards, all the playing cards we have from episode 1.
Yep.
Trading card game back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that book caught my eye because of the same thing. I was like, what is this? Fucking 2001?
And I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it looks. The people that grew up with expanded universe. This looks like the books that we would pick off the shelf at the library. So again, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but we talked about how like I haven't been feeling a lot of the stuff like Alphabet Squadron and Aftermath. I don't know why I just could not get into those. I bought almost all of them. They're in a box over there, but it just didn't hook me. I don't know why. You have a theory?
No. My mind jumped because I was thinking like the Dr. Aphra stuff and kind of the
like that.
The stuff's okay, but where my mind went was I was listening to the audiobook of episode 9.
Was it better than the movie?
Yes.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I don't think I finished it, but one thing that popped out to me was Kylo. So one of the very first scenes, Kylo's on Mustafar, which we don't know.
Yeah, we do.
I know, but you don't know it's Mustafar. I don't think it even labels it. He's just cutting people up, opens a chest, and there's a holocron, and then he flies away.
Does he start on Mustafar in the movie?
It's one of the very first things you see.
Yeah.
But like I said, unless you like read somewhere you didn't even know that was Mustafar. They don't show Vader's castle or anything. In the book, he like doesn't just go grab a fucking pick blocks a chest and opens it up and gets the Wayfinder.
Yeah.
He goes to. There's a fucking beast, a lava beast that Vader's dealt with on Mustafar that like lives in the lava. You have to summon it some way, or it only like pops up for certain people, and it popped up for him, and it like gave him a goddamn riddle or some shit.
I remember this from the concept art. Yes.
It was like the eye of
Agamotto.
Yeah, Quasimodo, the eye of Quasimodo, the one that's further up on his forehead.
I have this. Not to cut you off. I have the concept, not the concept art book. The those giant books with all the images, illustrated, chronology.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I should go grab it, but I'm not going to.
But
and Conway, what's up?
Just the fact, it's all this to say, like it's fun because that's what we want to see. like not. I don't want to see the fucking eye of Quasimodo, but like the lore behind that. It adds to it.
That's
like
Disney just plugging their own shit in the other shit.
It's like, oh, Vader did the same thing. He had this like riddle or trial that he had to do with the fucking beast.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, now Kylo has to do it. It's like a rite of passage for the dark side or the Sith coming to the fight. But we just
especially the grandson.
Control Alt Delete. Let's get rid of all that. Let's just show him slice people up. We don't even need to like know it's Mustafar. It makes me so mad. Like, why go there then? Why do we go there if we're not going to show it?
That's because we're questionable about seeing the movie in the first place, and then they start with Mustafar, so I can be like, hey!
I think the people that he was cutting up were remnants of Vader's followers. You're like...
Yes, that's correct.
Why do we not know this? Why isn't this... I mean, for how much we hate, like, characters stating the plot. No, not even the Easter eggs. But it should have... Yeah. It could have been like a fucking voicemail. Hey, Snoke. Or no, Snoke's gone. Who's he talking to now? No one.
He doesn't know yet who he's talking to. He's on a mission. He's looking for that holocran.
Or it could have been the Emperor's voice saying, go to Mustafar, deal with the remaining followers of Vader, and find the Wayfinder.
Like, do we see in the crawl why he's searching for that goddamn in the first place? Let's see. Rise of Skywalker.
Well, the first thing he does is...
Let's see. Does the sound stay in when I switch? Yes, it does. Good. Oh, God.
Up. Turn the porns off.
Okay. Can we just do this? The dead speak. Remember that.
What?
Galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
General Leia Organa dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence, while Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for battle against the First Order.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor.
Rages.
So this assumes he's looking for him.
Well, he's been in his head. At last, Snoke trained you well. I killed Snoke. I'll kill you. My boy, I made Snoke.
Yeah.
Out of Play-Doh.
Again. If I read too much of this, I'm going to start complaining about everything again.
I have died before. Yeah, I just, those small little details make it so worth it for all of us. We've been so vested in, especially people like Vader.
Yeah.
The fact that there's Vader supporters still around, like, even though he's dead, he was the fucking way. Fuck everything else.
Right.
Like,
he's like a god to them.
That makes it real. There's still people following him.
Yeah.
30 years later.
I mean, there's a tasteful way to, within 30 seconds of dialogue or a fucking scroll or a holocron, to convey the fact that Vader ruled on Mustafar as the Sith Lord. That was his castle, and he had all these people following him. Like, they could have taken 30 seconds to, like, explain that visually.
It takes one fucking sentence. And it doesn't even have to be
Palpatine
it doesn't even have to be in English or basic.
Yeah.
Have an alien yell something as Kylo's cutting him up.
All hail Vader.
And then in closed caption, it could be like,
long live Vader.
Long live Vader.
Yeah.
For how dumb that sounds. Like, that would just, what?
Small little things. Yeah, because you got to think, you want to treat us for being committed, but you want to explain to, like, a grandma that's seen it with their kid, the reason why he's there in, like, a couple lines without making it confusing. And you can do both. Filmmakers or professionals, you guys can do both. I believe in you.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just, it's my issue is it's not hard. It's just not a priority for the people that made it. Like, they don't give a shit.
But this is where we get back to the diciness of, like, Disney and what they decide to do. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Because it's in the concept art. Maybe they filmed it and it just...
I mean...
They ran out of time or in the cut or the screening
time
test
is not... Time's not important. It's not. If it takes an hour to do a perfect movie, then spend an hour. If it takes 3 hours, then spend fucking 3 hours.
I agree.
It's all up to the writing. If you just ignore part of the writing...
I told Dave, dude.
I texted George. I told
him, man. Put me in.
Put me in, coach. Yeah, I saw that really blew my mind.
Yeah.
That the first scene, which is only like 30 seconds, and he's just it may be under that. You literally see him like kill 2 people, rip open a chest, and grab the thing, and then he's gone.
Yeah,
and you're
it's like a montage almost.
Yeah, it's like 10,
Not
15
even.
seconds. Add fucking 10 seconds.
Please.
I'll kill you. That's all I need.
Kill you.
At least throw a youngling on the battleground. Have him chopped up.
It's not Star Wars to me if the younglings aren't getting decimated.
Yeah.
Decimated.
They really should have put a youngling right at the top of the spire at Scarif. So when the Death Star shot, it was the first thing that was obliterated. Him just turned, Master Skywalker.
What are we going to do? Yeah, more younglings. That's what we need. I hope Tony has younglings in Andor.
I hope I don't see anyone.
There's
younglings.
no happy dancing in Andor.
I don't want to see a single youngling in Andor. Unless that's like kicked out of the way as they're running to battle.
How Palpatine returned.
Punted for good measure.
Oh, man.
I don't know. There's some younglings in the rebellion. We got to get the young kids involved. They hold up signs or something. You know?
Yeah.
And fascism or whatever.
And fascism.
Something like that.
Are you still on the side of like Palpatine returning is just an obnoxious scapegoat?
Yep.
Like it's unnecessary.
Even despite that horrible line of dialogue, yes, I do. That was one of the things about. Listen, I love the expanded universe as much as anyone. Most of it is in Old Republic and prequel era stuff. I never really got super into the New Jedi Order and the Yuuzhan Vong and Palpatine coming back and Luke with 2 U's. I read about that and I never really liked it. So I didn't like Palpatine as a clone coming back then. So I definitely don't like it now. I was willing to like entertain it.
Yeah.
And the vibe and the aesthetic is cool. But we have no setup and we have no payoff. It comes out of nowhere. It also throws Snoke to the curb. Like, I get the whole deal. Oh, he's nothing. He's just, a figment of Kylo's fuckery. I get that, but he had potential.
It was a money
as a
grab.
character.
It was a money grab.
It's lazy.
It was a money grab. It was easy. Hey, we got Star Wars Celebration coming up. What if we just let's throw Palpy up on stage?
We know Rogue Squadron's going to be there. If we don't do something cool, they're going to fucking bitch about us.
They're going to ruin it.
Which is, it is weird to say that now, because when we were at Celebration and we heard that laugh at the end of the trailer, we were fucking hyped.
Yeah. I mean, it's Palpy.
We're like, oh my God.
See, what my mind... The scenes that actually have Palpatine in Episode 9 are probably some of my favorite scenes. He's a psychotic zombie.
Demented zombie. And we get like Sith lore, not with a D, and like Sith rituals for the first time.
Yeah. And cultists.
Yep.
And like the Force, I still to this day, if I'm watching a movie, that Force storm he does, the sound gives me goosebumps. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
That's like when he said unlimited power, that's the sound that should have been happening because that's fucking wild. And for that to jump.
He wasn't that strong then, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like a zombie Palpatine coming back. You're like, what the fuck? He figured it out.
He did. With no fingers.
He doesn't even have toes.
What?
He doesn't.
I don't know, man. Like I said,
It's not even listed.
Yes, it is. The way I feel about Rise of Skywalker is kind of how I feel about... I was going to say kind of how I feel about Ahsoka, where I'm like, you really shouldn't have gone there in the first place, but the fact that you did, I love the character and there's so much good.
Sure. I get it.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, we did not need Palpy as a clone returning. But if that's what we are stuck with, Palpatine as a Sith zombie is pretty cool. And Kylo hunting down holocrons on Mustafar is a good way to kick off the movie. Wonder if it'll let me play this through the thing.
There you go. Let's listen to the boom. Oh, it's not going to do the audio, huh? Oh, it's adding it over here.
Oh, it's playing it on here. Oh, yeah. There's no audio, but were we going to get deleted off of YouTube? Oh, yeah. Look at him go. What was I? Why did I pull this up? Oh, yeah. Force Storm. Although we're not going to be able to hear it. But we can still see him as a zombie. Oh, they're making it.
Oh, that's right when they're going down. So he does it before that.
Come on, guys. Stop making out so much.
And I even like the Ben Demption thing. Like, we knew it was coming.
Yeah. It's exactly what... I don't remember what happens in this movie. What am I looking for?
It should be right there, because that's when everything's falling down. Because doesn't he electrocute everything, and everything just gets like...
So, yeah, right before this.
Yeah,
Come on,
it should be like right there. God, I haven't seen the end of this in so long. Oh, there it is.
Oh, this is where he gets blowed up. And I am all the Jedi. Yeah, that's like, you know. Like, all right, I'm done trying to find this. Like, the idea of the Jedi Masters talking to her through the Force is really cool. But why her?
She's the last one.
I know, but like, what have they been waiting this whole time for?
She's Palpatine.
That's worse.
What?
It's the daughter or granddaughter of their arch enemy.
Did they really think, like, are we
That's a cool freeze
too
frame.
are we too dumb? Like, did they really think, hey, I don't know where I was going with that. I was thinking like the last name Skywalker being good and bad, and Palpatine was only bad, but now the last name Palpatine can be good because of Rey Palpatine. Like, were they really trying to play that, or was it like...
The weird part is, I think the whole message was, it doesn't matter where you come from, you can still be somebody important. Which I think makes more sense if Rey is nobody, which is how she started. Like, making her a Palpatine does not add to that weight. It takes away from it.
They made too much of a big deal about who she is that it became a big deal.
Right.
It's like, we get it. She's a scavenger she's a nobody from nowhere.
Yeah.
That's fine. And she can still make a difference. But then, I know who you are. I know who, hey, I've met your cousins. Like, you're like, guys, like...
Been to your family reunion.
None of that, it didn't matter. But you guys made it matter, because that's
Yeah.
all fucking Kylo cares about. Who is she? What girl? You're like, all right, like, chill the fuck out on that.
Okay, I thought of something. So this happens, spoiler alerts for the Dark Tower at the very, very end of the 7 books, which is an extremely long saga. But if you read it, you'll understand what I'm saying. And it kind of happens in succession, too. There's a temptation when you're at the end of a huge saga to make this big, fucking crazy finale that blows everything out of the water, and all your expectations are undermined, and like you've never seen anything like that before. When in reality, the ending really should kind of be what you expected, and kind of boring, because the journey there was the whole thing.
The journey
Like,
was,
at the end of Succession, there isn't, like, it doesn't happen with Kendall like we thought.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of fizzles out there a little bit, because the important thing is just those characters and their journey over the course of the 4 seasons.
But the grind. It's not about the...
Not the hotel, the 4 seasons. 4 seasons at the show.
Doubletree.
And the same thing happens at the Dark Tower. They talk about this big bad, like the ultimate boss from day one. He doesn't show up until like the last couple chapters, and then they just like fucking kill him. It's like not a big deal. So it seemed disappointing at first, but I feel like there's never going to be, like, if you lean into trying to make the fans like super jazzed and excited about the end, I feel like you kind of shoot yourself in the foot and ruin it.
It's a disservice to the characters that you built up across the whole fucking thing.
Yes.
Because, I'm just going to, instead of doing right by the characters, I'm just trying to surprise the audience.
Right.
So I'm going to throw my characters under the bus and do something that you guys didn't expect, because woohoo! And
Right.
you're like, none of that was worth it.
Yeah.
You just destroyed everything that you built up
Yeah.
for a splash that didn't land.
Splish splash.
Taking a bath.
We got some fun. They did, as far as them pulling expanded universe stuff into canon, I feel like they did that more in episode 9 than anything else. So we did get a lot of that fun stuff. A lot of new force powers. The lightsaber battles I thought were sweet.
In 9?
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, we argued about that before.
It's fine. Like, I get it. I understand. They're not going to be as flashy. They're not as trained. Like, Obi-Wan versus Anakin is like peak. They both know each other. They're both fucking peaks. It's just that it's a pinnacle of lightsaber battles. I still think 9 was a little lazy in the lightsaber battles. Actually, well, the whole sequels.
I disagree. I love the lightsaber battles in 9. Some of my favorites.
Yeah. Part of me, I think the fans don't understand how tiring that can be. Like if you've, I mean, I don't either. I'm throwing myself in that group too.
Yeah.
Like how tiring a battle with swords could be.
Yeah.
And you get to that point where, when Rey and Kylo are fighting on the remains of the Death Star, that they're just both like completely wore out. They're like, swing, take a step back, take a breath, swing, okay. Yeah. And you're just like, so I think it might even be more realistic, but
it probably is, yeah.
I don't know.
He also uses that one to have Kylo and Rey flip roles, where she's kind of tapping into the dark side because she's so fucking bent out of shape about this Palpatine thing.
Because she stabs
him.
And
Kylo's calm and, just chill the whole time. And you see her just getting worn down and just, yeah.
Yeah. I know. There's lessons to be learned. I just, whatever.
Always. I never learned that.
I just think, what could have been better? I know that's the worst part about being a Star Wars fan, but you know what? It would have been fucking badass, and I'm basing it off of Fallen or Survivor.
Yeah,
there's a shattered moon in Survivor that is literally breaking, but it takes hundreds, thousands of years for a moon to like fully break off. So you can still land on it. It's just like slowly, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought, since Death Star 2 blew up, if the remains were still revolving around the planet. And that's where a lot of these fights happen. Instead of just like, I get it. Like if pieces are going to fly off in different directions. So this just landed on the planet. Yeah. But, a shattered Death Star still rotating around Yavin or whatever, Endor.
You got to think the gravity of Endor would keep some of it in place.
Orbit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always thought it was weird that
where did the rest of it go?
Debris fell on the planet, but that's not Endor. It's some other planet. It seemed weird to me.
Well, it's the forced moon of Endor, so maybe that was...
Oh, yeah, right.
So maybe that was Endor.
I'm a bad Star Wars
it wasn't
fan.
Endor. What was the name of that fucking planet?
Fucking Janassa.
Oh, Deltrice with a B.
With a B.
What?
Let me see really quick. Okay. Let's see.
There's just small, like, fun science things that you like. Like I said, if you could make it fun.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. The ocean moon of Keth Bir.
Oh, which orbits the gas giant of Endor. So it's one of the other moons on Endor.
Interesting.
Well, that's fine.
Why do they not talk about that?
Yeah, because Endor, I don't think you can. Oh, yeah. Endor's a gas giant. You can't land on it. So
we got
all of those
forest
battles.
Moon, we got the ocean moon, we got the desert moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. Whatever. So it landed on a different moon. What's the percentages of that? Blowing up by one moon and then another moon coming right by in orbit to collect?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Would it have been worse if it was fan service and they were on the forest moon with the Ewoks? Would that have been worse?
But it blew up in orbit of that forest moon.
Right,
Sure.
why are we on
story-wise, it probably would have been a little worse because it's like, fuck, they're doing this again. But it would have made complete sense.
That would have kept them consistent with just doing it again.
But again, you could have tiptoed around that because it's still in orbit around that moon. It hasn't landed on the forest moon.
Right.
So you could have been like, hey, here's a familiar place, but we're not quite there.
Exactly.
We're still in space above it.
Yep.
You see the blood on the trees?
So Tiberium still here?
Zoom in.
Yep.
What?
Oh, man. Now I just want to hear that after we cut off air. We have to listen to the Force Storm.
Oh, yeah. The subwoofer explosion.
That's like some of that like heavy metal shit. Like some sounds that like guitars make that you're like, oh, my gibbles. Oh, what was that?
Shook the foundation.
Yeah. It's just the brown note that make you crap yourself immediately.
Shook my foundation, dude. You need to watch Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, 2 episodes in. It's fun.
So we can talk about that.
They're on the pirate planet running around like children, but they clearly know they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's very just Goonies shoved in your face, but I like the Goonies. So it's I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
I really I expect it to be kind of cliche.
The first episode felt like it was trying really hard. And I took a pause, not on purpose. I just was like, I went out of town after I watched the first episode. And I finally came back to it and watched the rest of them pretty quickly because at episode 2, it started picking up.
Yeah.
It just, just like, hey, this is the suburbs, dude. They're in school.
They're
you
in
know
school.
what school looks like? Have you ever been to school?
Have you ever seen a bicycle?
You ever seen a bike? You ever seen a house? Have you ever seen a teacher? So it's fine though. But overall, I thought it was a lot of fun.
This is a space cul-de-sac.
I will tell you, it was so fucking refreshing to just like
Let it go.
not think of what character might show up or what connection might be made.
It's all new.
And they set that up nicely. Well, I'll spoil it. I can't tell you that. But yeah, I'm not like thinking, is Kylo going to show up in this one? Oh, fucking is there a holocron? I can just enjoy the ride, and it was a lot of fun. Fun coming of age stuff.
I'm always for that.
So watch that so we can, review and chat about that before Andor season 2.
I gotta watch episode 3 a couple times.
And then we'll be ready for it. And then, Revenge of the Sith anniversary coming up. I don't know I'm sure we're going to get together and try to see it together. I put out a couple feelers to see if any local place would want to do something, but everyone's kind of a bitch.
Large.
Large Marge.
Large Marges in charge.
So, Large Marge. So I don't know if that's going to happen. And then the only other thing I wanted to just mention, not get into a full goddamn about it, is Daredevil is back.
Okay.
In the Disney Marvel Cinematic
The
Universe
lawyer
version.
one with
same cast and
Same
plot
cast.
and everything as it was on Netflix, but now kind of revived. Did you watch that on Netflix back in the day?
I think so. It was 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. I think it
Yeah,
was 3 seasons too.
It was one of those that I was like, I get it. It's fun.
Really?
I take it or leave it.
Interesting.
I threw it up there with the Luke Cages.
It is.
It's fine.
Same vibe and same creators.
Very.
It was the best out of those 5 though.
Okay. Yeah. I think I finished Luke Cage and I was like, that was definitely not worth it.
Yeah.
They just had a fist fight at the end and then they both walked. I think that's what happened. They both walked away. And I'm like, why did I even watch this?
Because he's bulletproof. Those seasons, I think, were an example of when their seasons are too long,
Yeah, maybe.
which I also get pissed when the seasons are too short. But those, I feel like, back then, Netflix was still binge watch 20 episodes now. So I think they were trying to kind of stick with that. And then, they kind of stretched them out way too far. But anyways, if you're into Daredevil and you've been excited, Born Again is what it's called. Technically, it's kind of like season 4. Now it's in the MCU. First 2 episodes were great. Fucking fantastic. Anything that gets me back into Marvel, I'm for it. I want to try to watch everything. Deadpool and Wolverine was great. A lot of fun. And this is getting me back into it.
Oh,
I
that's
watched
right.
Quantumania.
I don't think we've watched or we've even reviewed Deadpool.
We did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Is that the last thing?
The last or second to last before he took a little pause.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And that's where the crossover stuff is doesn't bother me at all because it's a fucking goofball ride the whole time.
I agree. No, it's one of those that it's definitely not for everybody, but in the nerds, it's everybody loves this character and everybody loves this one. Let's fucking put them together because fuck it. It's yeah, absolutely.
But at least Ryan Reynolds is cussing at me the whole time.
Yeah.
Makes it fun. But I'm trying to get back into Marvel. I'm trying really hard. I haven't seen the new Captain America yet. I'm waiting for it to come out in Disney Plus. I wasn't going to pay. I heard it was not great. I wasn't going to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
But Fantastic Four, the trailer for Fantastic Four, dude. Did you see that?
No. Yes, I did. Because people were bitching about Brick or whatever his name is.
I don't know why. That did not have any business being that funny.
What was it? What's his name?
Block. The Thing.
The Thing.
Why were they bitching about him?
Just the way he looks, and I thought, dude, he looks fine.
Dude, he looked great.
Yeah. Everybody was, at least online, everyone was like, he looks terrible. I'm like, are you
just
fucking kidding me?
Deleting the internet.
It's full CGI. It's as good as CGI gets. He looks fine. I was like, I don't understand.
He looked great.
He was cooking, and maybe that's what they had issues with. But
This is an inside joke because it's the guy from The Bear.
I look fine. I'm excited for it.
It's fantastic.
Uh,
Oh, all right. Anyways, good to be back.
Yeah.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'll figure this shit out eventually after we take another break for 6 months.
yeah, another 6 months.
Closing words, Mopar?
More youngling blood.